Okay, well, good morning, evening, and afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Luigi Channel, even though I renamed everything. So, this is a new tutorial series on Scratch. Instead of the point and click series, we're going to be doing a how to make a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game on Scratch tutorial. Now, about the point and click series, that will return someday, just not now. And it may be a little weird watching this video because I'm not speaking in my Mario impression because I'm not that self-conscious about my voice anymore. So like, anyways, so you can just go ahead and name your game. I just named it this because it's gonna be just a tutorial series. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you don't have to do this, but the first thing I do when I make one of these games is I make the first backdrop black, just like this. You don't need an outline, just as long as it makes everything black, then there you go. So there's everything. Now I'm using Scratch add-ons, so everything that you have, so you may not have everything that I do. So you want to go with a one green flag click. This is optional though. Switch backdrop to 1, just so that way if you add extra backdrops, it's always at 1 when you start. So yeah. So the next thing we're gonna make is a warning. So you can just name this whatever you want. For the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to name it warning. So next thing you want to do is you want to put on your text. You can use any color you want. I'm just going to go with white for the tutorial. So you're going to start with the text saying simply warning. And then you're going to drag it all the way up, or you can use the arrow key like I am all the way to the top, or you can do it lower. Go to 0, 0, just like this. So now you're going to make more text saying what the game contains. So a typical FNAF game will say, this game contains flashing lights, loud noises, and, of course, jump scares. Now, if you're going to add the option to disable jump scares in your game, which I will not for the tutorial, then you can add like text saying you can disable jump scares. But since I'm not going to add that, I'm not going to put it in. Now, again, this is optional, but I'm going to put some text at the bottom. Click to continue, because I usually do that with my warnings. And then you're going to put that at the bottom. So we have the warning text, but we don't have warning code. And that's what we're going to get into. So we're going to go into the code. We're going to go into events. When green flag clicked, set ghost effect to 100. And then if you want it to appear slower, then just go with repeat 100 and then change ghost effect by -1. But if you want it to go faster, which I will, you're going to go repeat 20 times, not 2, 20 times -5. So whenever green flag clicked, make sure you put a show and go to front layer here. Now, if you put this click to continue, then you're going to have, not the script I'm going to show you, but otherwise you do something like this. Wait like 5 seconds, and then, yeah. So that's the script if you don't do the click to continue. Since I am, though, we're going to do a different script. You're going to do a wait until, a sensing, then you're going to go for mouse down right here, and then change by 5, and then you're going to go with a hide, and then you're going to broadcast a message, which in this case we're going to go with menu. Just like that. So, if we test it out, as you can see right there, fades in, and then it waits until you click, and then eventually it'll fade. So now what we're going to do is we're going to code the actual title screen. Now you can use any music you want, but for the sake, I'm just going to use good old FNAF 1, the original FNAF title screen. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here, then I'm going to go to sounds and yada yada yada, main menu, use both the main menu theme and static. If you don't have the Five Nights at Freddy's files, you can find them somewhere. I sadly don't have the link, so you'll have to find them. But we have a static sound, which we'll use in a bit. So now when I receive menu, play sound static, and a forever, your menu theme. Now, if you don't have a static sound, then you just don't put that there, and then you just put the menu theme. Next up, we're going to put our static. So I'm going to upload a sprite, and then I have it in my pictures folder. You can use a FNAF static GIF, or you can just use any static GIF. As long as it's static, it will work. So just go to 0, 0. When green flag clicked, you're going to go for hide. And now when I receive menu, show, and then you're going to set go to front layer right here. Set ghost effect to 0, actually. And then for more realisticity, I'm just going to go with like wait 0.5 seconds. Then it's going to set to 60 or 64, which is generally what I choose. Now when I receive menu, forever, next costume. Let's test it out now. Once it saves, there we go. Yep. Okay, so we have something going. Okay, now you can either whatever. So we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is the logo. For this tutorial, as an example, I'm just gonna use the scratch characters. So like Five Nights at Scratches or something. Okay. Now you can either use the size to size this, but I'm just gonna size it in the sprite, in the costume. There we go. So now you're gonna go ahead, drag this into the corner. Boom, just like that. And then your coordinates, which it had already saved mine, so you're going to go with a hide. Then when I receive menu, show, and then since the static goes in the front layer, you're going to want to go repeat twice, go to front layer. So that way it goes in front of the static. But you can either do that or you can make it go behind the static. It's your choice. Now you can go with 0.5 or 0.1. Or you can just remove that entirely and just do this. That was just an example of something you could do. So, like, we're going to remove that, and now we have this. So, as you can see, we have something here. Okay, so we have a menu screen, and then we have this. But what we don't have is, the title character in the back. So, since I'm just using the scratch characters, I'm just going to use Scratch Cat as the menu background character. So what you want to do is you're going to flip him. If he's on this side, let's remove that. So now you're going to resize him, either that using size or just the in-game costume, which in-game costume is what I'm doing right here. So here we got Scratch Cat right here. So now set him to 0, 0. Let's put him a bit further back. Now, this is optional, but for spooky effect, I'm going to do it. So, you're going to want this gradient right here. You're going to flip it, and then you're going to want this color to be transparent, this side to be black. So, and you'll see why. Wham. Spookiness. So now, it's a little bit more, I don't know, scary. You can also widen it out to get the darkness effect that you want, but we're just going to go with that. So, when green flag clicked, go to 0, 0. Now we're going to hide this. When I receive menu, show, go to back layer. Back layer. There we go. So now you get this effect. But next what we're going to do is we're going to, in every FNAF fan game on the title screen, you'll sometimes switch in between different things. So you're going to duplicate your main costume, and then you're going to edit him. So in this case, we're just going to do this, tilt his head, make his eye backgrounds black, like this, and then make his pupils white. Simple. You can either have him looking at the screen, or you can just have him in the direction that he was already looking. So And then you can do this to add glow in his eyes, just for effect though. Just like this. And then, boom. So now we have this. You're going to duplicate it again because we're going to make more of these. You're going to tilt his head some more. And tilt it one last time. You don't have to do these many. But, you know. Okay, so now we have a base. And then we have some twitchy graphics. So, yeah. So now when I receive menu, you can just use this line of scripts. You do a forever. And then you do a wait. Now, what I usually do is around a 2 to 8 seconds. There we go. And then repeat. Pick random, like, you know, let's say 5 to 10 times. You can make them go through all of these costumes. So, a switch costume 2, right here, pick random 2 to 4. So, like this. Not 5. There we go. Oh yeah, you need to add this. There we go. Okay, there you go. So you got that now. But we don't have any buttons, and that's what we'll do next. But this is also optional. Actually, duplicate the logo for this. You can add credits in the corner. So let's just say, except you wouldn't put my name, you'd put yours. And then you can duplicate that. Just like that. So, simple. Just like this. If you have an intro, you know, an intro of your Scratch account, you can put that to happen before the warning, but that's just a little thing. So, now that you have a title screen, you need buttons for it to work. So, we're just going to name this new game button. Okay, so there are four different types of text buttons you can do. I'm going to go over them. So you can do a couple different types. You can just do a simply colored block like this. You can do a block that is outlined like this. You can do a block that's outlined but has a gradient in it like this. Or you can just do simple text. For the sake of simplicity, we're just going to go with normal text. So, this is called new game. So now I'm going to resize it because it's a bit too small. There we go. Boom. So we have a button. Now make a second costume, and you're going to draw arrows pointing into the button. So 4, like that, and now you're going to duplicate it. You're going to copy and paste that and do that. So now, since I have the Freddy's files, oh wait, whoops, here we go. Downloads. Cameras, blip 3. So this is like, you know. Okay, so now let's get into some code. So when green flag clicked, hide, but make sure you have it going to your coordinates, which mine are 158, negative 158, and negative 100, negative 27. So next up, you're going to want to go to drag this, show, and then repeat twice, go to the front layer like the logo. So now that you have this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to duplicate this, remove this, and now forever, await until, touching mouse pointer, switch costume to costume 2, probably put this in here, there we go, and then duplicate that, but switch this to costume 1, take out this, and put a not in there. So now, there we go. Now if you make it do a sound, you put it there. Okay, so you see how the credits are like there? Yeah, set its coordinates to 0, 0. Okay, so now you have a button, but it doesn't function yet. Well, it does, but not like how you want it. So you have the button there, but we need a continue button, which we will make and develop later. So you're gonna just name this like, I don't know, continue button. And then you're basically gonna just retype the new game as continue. It's gonna have the same X coordinates, but you're gonna change the Y based on its placing. So mine is -57. So now you're gonna go into the costume and you're just gonna continue like that. Bam. So yeah, so if you want it to be more confined, you can put it in a different X coordinate, which is what I just did. Whoops, that's way off. There we go. Okay, so yeah, now we have something. We'll work on, you know, like extras, 6th night, custom night in later videos. But for now, you're gonna want to do a little function here. When this sprite is clicked, it broadcasts something. Now, you're gonna want to make a new variable, and you're just gonna call this night or nights. Hide that. Now, when this sprite is clicked, it sets night to 1. So you reset your progress. Now, instead of broadcasting menu, you're going to make a new one called newspaper, or whatever you're going to make yours, like, I don't know, something you see on your phone, or like a TV commercial or something. You just name it after that. Or, you know, night transition or something, but that's later. So, next you're going to put a hide there, and the continue button, you're going to do a newspaper hide. But now we need to code and make the newspaper. So you're just going to name it whatever it is. So mine's a newspaper. So next up, you're going to make your newspaper sort of like this color. But this is just for a little bit more of a dark like color. You can just use a template you find or something. Put this at 0, 0. Now you're going to put a black box like this. And now this. Now, for the sake of simplicity, this is going to take place in the Scratch headquarters. So we're going to put text saying now hiring. You know, basic. Basic, yet basic and simple. Okay, there we go. So, now you have your now hiring box. So you're going to put a picture box next. So now you're going to put your newspaper text. Simple. So that's basically the description of what they want. So now you're going to put the pay down here if you're adding it. So we're just going to say like, I don't know, maybe like 400 a week like I was in one of my other games. So that would be $14 an hour, which is minimum wage. Sucks to be you who is working this job. And then, you know, 400 a week. So now you have the basic part of your newspaper. You're going to put an outline on this. You can make it black if you want. Now, for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to put Scratch in the picture. Whoops. Alright. Copy that. Now I'm going to shrink him down. So now I'm going to resize him. There we go. So now he's in the box. Put this in front of him. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, well, there we go. So, once you have your character inside the newspaper like that, so now you have, like I said, the basic part of your newspaper. But next you're going to put an outline like this around this box. So that way you can add extra text to the side. And then you can put the phone number. I'm just going to go with like something like 111 Scratch there. I don't know. Or just put like 1111134 or something. A simple phone number. You can put anything. Once. Okay, so now you can group this. You can group all of it just so that way you got the middle all together. Now you're going to tilt it. Now you're going to put lines around it to put like extra things. Okay, let me copy this. Yeah. Something like this. Now you're going to put lines protruding outwards. So we have something going on. Now you can just put whatever you want. I'm just going to put a bunch of E's because I'm too lazy to actually think of something clever. Or you can just leave it blank, which is also what I'm going to do because I'm also too lazy to do that. So now you're going to put this gradient over it for cool effect. That may be a little too dark, but you know, you can do whatever you want with it. So now go to 0, 0, hide. So now when I receive newspaper, show, go to front layer, and then repeat 100 times. So first put this. Set ghost effect to 100. Change ghost effect by -1. So let's look at it now. I'm actually going to turn this down because it's really loud in my headphones. Let me try this. Alright, there we go. That's good enough. So now when we press new game, a newspaper fades in. As you can see, we got something. Okay, so now let's just say like wait 20 seconds and then that and then hide. And that's where we'll stop for today. And next time and tomorrow or next time we'll make the night load screen and the office. So yeah, that's it. Not much to say about it. Goodbye everybody. Just check out the Obunga videos, those are extremely fun to make.